What if I told you, there's an animal on Earth that can taste with its arms, edit its own brain, and outthink lab equipment designed by humans? And it lives quietly, in the ocean. Not dolphins. Not chimps. Not even humans. But this isn't a video about tentacles, or camouflage. You already know that. This is about something far stranger, and far more unsettling. Stay until the end, because what scientists discovered may change how you think about intelligence itself. Octopuses evolved alone. They didn't evolve alongside mammals, birds, or even fish. Their last common ancestor with us lived over 500 million years ago, before trees existed. Which means their intelligence didn't grow next to ours. It grew independently. Like aliens landing on Earth, except they're already here. And they're made of muscle, suction, and curiosity. Most intelligent animals rely on social life. Groups, families, teaching, imitation. Octopuses. They're solitary. No schools. No packs. No parents teaching their young. So how did they get smart? An octopus has about 500 million neurons. Similar to a dog. But here's the twist. More than half of those neurons aren't in its brain. They're in its arms. Each arm can taste, smell, touch, decide, move independently, solve problems on its own. Scientists discovered that if you sever an octopus arm, it still responds, explores, and reacts on its own. Not reflexively, intentionally. The arms don't just follow commands. They negotiate with the brain. So when an octopus reaches into a hole, it's not controlling the arm like a joystick. The arm is deciding what to do and reporting back. Which means an octopus doesn't experience the world from one mind. It experiences it from 9. In labs, octopuses have unscrewed jars from the inside, escaped sealed tanks, turned off lights, opened child-proof containers, solved mazes, learned by watching humans, recognized individual people, and remembered solutions months later. One octopus, named Inky, escaped his aquarium at night, slithered across the floor, climbed into a drain pipe, and disappeared into the ocean. No alarms, no guidance, no training, just planning. Another octopus learned that turning off lab lights would short-circuit its tank, allowing it to escape handling. Not panic, not instinct. Cause and effect. But here's where it gets stranger. Octopuses don't just solve problems. They play. They've been observed squirting objects across tanks. Not for food, not for defense, but seemingly for fun. Play is rare. It usually only appears in animals with advanced cognition. But octopuses evolved intelligence without social life. So what were they playing with? Their own minds. For years, scientists debated whether octopuses feel pain, fear, curiosity, boredom, or if they were just biological machines. Then came a breakthrough. Researchers discovered that octopuses avoid places where they experience pain, prefer locations associated with relief, change behavior based on emotional memory, show stress responses, seek stimulation when bored. This is called affective experience. Not just reaction. Feeling, which means octopuses don't just respond to the world. They experience it, and that raises a terrifying question. If an octopus can feel, remember, learn, plan, and problem solve, what is it, mentally? Not fish, not mammal, not reptile, something else, something unfamiliar. Now here's where the story turns from strange to mind-bending. Humans edit about 2% of their RNA. Octopuses, up to 60%. Let that sink in. They don't just mutate over generations. They rewrite themselves in real time. Their brains dynamically change, modifying their neural hardware on the fly. That means, the same octopus can have different brain chemistry, depending on environment, temperature, stress, experience. It's like your brain reprogramming itself at the molecular level, not just learning, but rewriting how it learns. No other animal does this. Which raises a haunting possibility. Octopuses may not have a fixed mind. They may have a fluid mind. One that shifts and adapts. Structurally, not just mentally. Biologically. Octopuses live short lives. Most only live 1 to 3 years. They don't meet their parents. They don't raise their young. They don't pass down knowledge. Every octopus is born alone. And dies alone. So how does intelligence survive? Without culture, without teaching, without memory across generations? It shouldn't, but it does. Which means octopus intelligence doesn't rely on tradition. It relies on raw cognition. They're not inheriting knowledge. They're generating it. From scratch, every single time. That's like a child being born into a blank room. With no language, no culture, no tools. Divers have reported something unsettling for years. Octopuses don't just hide. They watch. They track. They observe. They remember. Some will follow divers through reefs, staying just out of sight. Others have been observed studying cameras, returning to inspect them repeatedly. One octopus learned when researchers visited, and began preparing escape attempts accordingly. This isn't reflex, this is anticipation, and anticipation requires modeling the future. Which means octopuses don't just live in the present moment. They mentally simulate what might happen. That's a core trait of advanced intelligence. And here's the eerie part. They do this without faces. Without expressions. Without voices. Without eyes that emote. Which makes it harder for humans to recognize. But it's there. Some scientists have made a bold claim. If extraterrestrial intelligence exists, octopus minds might be the closest analog on Earth. Not because they're literally aliens, but because their intelligence evolved in total isolation from ours. Different body, different nervous system, different perception, different world, which means their thoughts may not resemble ours at all. We think in words, images, emotions. What does an octopus think in? Pressure, texture, taste, color, movement. They might not see the world like we do. They might feel it as a living map, every arm sensing independently, every suckered touch feeding information, every movement calculated across 9 distributed brains. That's not human intelligence. That's something else. In 2021, the UK government officially recognized octopuses as sentient beings, legally acknowledging their capacity to feel pain and experience emotions. That's not symbolic. That's law. Which means for the first time in history, a non-vertebrate animal is legally recognized as conscious. And that raises a dangerous question. If octopuses are conscious, if they feel, if they think, if they remember, if they suffer, what does that make us? Not predators, not observers, but participants. Participants in a world where we have been eating them, experimenting on them, displaying them, confining them, ignoring their inner lives for centuries. And we didn't even know. Now here's the part you didn't see coming. The most shocking thing about octopus intelligence isn't what they can do. It's what they can't. They cannot communicate complex ideas. They cannot build tools beyond simple use. They cannot pass knowledge to their young. They cannot build civilizations. They cannot leave records. They cannot change the world. And yet, they are intelligent. Which means intelligence alone doesn't lead to civilization. Language does. Culture does. Memory across generations does. Octopuses prove something terrifying. You can be intelligent, conscious, curious, emotional, and still be alone. Forever. Which means the scariest thing about octopuses isn't their alien minds. It's the mirror they hold up to us. They show us a version of intelligence that never becomes a society, a mind that wakes up, explores, feels, solves, wonders, and disappears. No books, no stories, no legacy, just experience, and then, nothing. So next time you see an octopus, in an aquarium, a documentary, or on a plate, remember, you are not looking at a creature, you are looking at a mind that evolved alone, a mind that rewrites itself, a mind that feels, a mind that watches, a mind that thinks in ways we may never understand. And here's the final question, the one that lingers. If intelligence can exist without civilization, if consciousness can exist without language, if awareness can exist without culture, then how many minds have lived on this planet, felt the world, and vanished, without ever being heard?